Hello, welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and this is a reading for the Earth signs. So, this is a new moon reading, aka Black Moon. Right now, the moon is in the constellation of Leo. I know we're getting a lot of information about the new moon being in Virgo, but it is in the tropical astrology sign of Virgo. But, however, physically, in our sky, it's in the constellation of Leo, and I will show you that right now. It's just so you don't think I'm crazy, right? Okay, so here we are. Here's the date down here, 8/23/2025 at 2:30. And by the way, this is stellarium.web. No, stellarium-web.org. And this is a free app. There is a paid version, and there's also a version on the phone as well. So here's our sun, this bright thing here, and this is the moon crossing over the path of the sun. So she's already made her way this way, and she's going to go into Virgo in a couple of days. But right now, she's in the constellation of Leo. So we see Leo here, Leo the lion. Here's Virgo, here's Libra, Sagittarius is over here. Oh, I missed Scorpio, no Fucus. And so the planets, the luminaries, follow this ecliptic going around this way. And so they're in this zodiacal belt. So while tropical astrology says that the sun and the moon are in Virgo, they're technically in the constellation of Leo. And this is the type of astrology that I practice. I use this Stellarium website a lot to see where the moon is, where other planets are, and what's really going on in the sky versus using charts, mathematical calculations and such. So, and another thing that I will point out is Virgo is a huge constellation. So the moon's going to be in Virgo for quite some time, whereas Cancer is a smaller constellation, okay? And the moon was not in Cancer very long. And tropical astrology breaks up the zodiacal belt in equal 30 degrees, just to make it nice and neat. However, looking at something like this, it brings us closer to what is really going on in nature in general, as opposed to putting a filter over it, kind of like the filters that we use in our social media, right? To take out take out the bags, take out the wrinkles or whatnot, change the color of our eyes. So and so that's kind of what's being done, in my opinion, with tropical astrology, is that they're putting a mask over it. And the mask is that all these constellations are exactly 30 degrees and to me it just brings it just takes us away from nature, and I think we need to get back to nature. Okay, so that was my little spiel. And we're seeing here the moon is still in the path of the sun, and so technically right now we're in a dark moon. So I'm going to pull up a chart. Oh, this let me show you really quick. This stellarium thing is pretty cool. So you can bring in your atmosphere. Right now, since it's, 2:30 in the afternoon, it's bright outside, so we can't see any of this. So we take the atmosphere out. And we also have the landscape, and this is what it looks like from Earth. Um, there we go. That's a bit better. And you can see the ecliptic is going this way. We have Ophiuchus is here. Here's Libra. Scorpio is down here. And then, yeah, you can see the Leo the lion a little bit better. Gemini's over here. Okay. All right, so that is that. I do want to show you a chart, and we use these charts here. Now, I did some readings earlier this week for the fire signs and the air signs, and this is the chart that I used for them. And we were talking about this beautiful trine of the moon over here to Chiron. And so we were using this energy to a trine is a harmonious energy, and so we were using this energy to work with our emotions and work with the wounds or traumas that we may be dealing with. But since today the moon moves a little bit, I think it's 13 degrees a day that the moon moves. And so now our chart is just a little bit different. Where is it? Is it 23rd? Okay, this is the 23rd. So that's today. So we do still have some of the same aspects that I spoke about in my earlier videos. Those videos are a little choppy because I didn't have my process down. I thought I would make 3 separate videos, and I decided, actually, Elizabeth from More Intuitive Me suggested that I just put it all in one video, and I get it. I think so too. I don't have to spend time in the editing quote unquote room and it's more time efficient for me to do it that way as opposed to breaking them up and doing it 3 different times. So anyway, if you do look at those videos, they are a bit choppy, and probably lose some subscribers because it's very, very amateur. But I'm an amateur, so what can I say? Anyhow, we still have this opposition of Uranus to Black Moon Lilith. We have the opposition of asteroid Lilith to the sun, which it was at one point the moon, but now it's the sun. And now, instead of moon trining Chiron right here, we have Chiron in a nice trine to the sun. Okay, so we have this little aspectarian here, which shows that Chiron, this is Chiron down here, and this is a trine to the sun. And here, the sun and the moon are conjunct, which means they're like right on top of each other. So now, instead of visiting our feel, which we can do, we can definitely visit our feelings, our traumas, our wounds. But now the sun is shining a light on those wounds. It's bringing those wounds to the forefront. It's allowing us to see the wounds for what they are. So a couple days ago, or a few days ago, we were thinking about what those were and getting an idea of what we can do to heal those wounds. Now we have the sun energy shining a light on those wounds, is shining a light on the way to heal those energies, the way to heal those wounds. Okay. And the wounds that I see that are happening as a collective is that we've got all this feminine energy being opposed here. We've got asteroid Lilith, we've got Black Moon Lilith, and those are kind of the same energies, but being expressed in a different way. Now, Lilith is Adam's first wife, and Adam, the story goes that Adam wanted her to quote unquote bow down, and he is man, and so she had to do what he said, right? And so Lilith didn't really like that. She thought that they were equal, and so she was like, well, screw this, I'm out of here. So that's the story. And Black Moon Lilith is that strong feminine energy, that strong, I'm not going to take this bull crap. We are equal, and you're my man, I'm your woman, but nobody is better than the other just because of a gender, right? And asteroid Lilith is a bit different. She's a bit more wild. She's a little bit more feral, okay? Whereas Black Moon Lilith, she's let's see, I guess you could say she's more presentable in a way, whereas asteroid Lilith is more like a wild stallion, more of a, I am feminine, hear me roar type of thing. And interesting that we have this sun and moon in the constellation of Leo, where, of course, Leo roars, and it is time for asteroid Lilith, that wild feminine Lilith energy, to roar, to be shown. And this applies to both male and female, being that we are all human. We are all experiencing emotions. We're all experiencing feelings, and we must express that for both sexes, for both genders. If it doesn't get expressed, then we we get in trouble. We have outbursts, or we can have some repressed emotions, which lead to outbursts later. Then we have these feelings that kind of shoot off from these repressed emotions, and it just creates this cesspool of sadness, of isolation, and so it just brings me to the point that whether you're male or female, you have to express your emotions because you are human, and that's what we do as humans. We are emotive, we have emotions, and they need to be expressed. So that's what I feel is going on here, especially with Uranus. I feel like he's breaking up. He's challenging this idea of femininity being hidden. He's basically saying, "Hey, Lilith, it's time for you to look at this. It's time for you to come out. It's time for you to express yourself." Male and female are equal. They're equal, being that they're human and that they are a living being. But we have different aspects that we can bring to the table. And I use the analogy of making a sandwich. The masculine, the male, the physically stronger of the two can open the pickle jar, whereas the feminine, the feeling, the emotive side can put the sandwich together. And people coming together over food is not something, it's something, how do I put this? It's respected and revered because the love that goes into producing the food, the love that Mother Earth gave to producing the food, and then the love of someone bringing the food together and bringing it together in a nice, tasteful way. I think Taurus can really identify with this, and knowing the energetic signatures of the tastes and the spices, and being able to put them together in a loving way. That love is poured into the food, and that is feminine energy. So we have two different types of energies working together to produce this food. The masculine aided in opening the pickle jar, where the feminine used those pickles to make the sandwich, and therefore everybody can enjoy and nourish themselves with this delicious food. So that was the analogy that I used. And so the energy that I'm thinking that we need to use this month is to discover our femininity, discover the divine femininity, both masculine and feminine, and use our femininity and to express ourselves and understand what these wounds are, and understand what our wounds are, in that we can express our emotions. I came from a family where children are to be seen and not heard, right? And so a lot of my wounding comes from not being able to express my feelings, and not even know what my feelings are, right? Because I was always told, "Oh, you don't feel that way," or "No, that's not the way it is." Anytime I expressed myself, it was always shot down, especially if it wasn't convenient for that time. And so I grew up just not really understanding my feelings, not understanding my emotions, not being able to identify them, and not being able to express them. So I think these oppositions going on here, and then this lovely trine of the sun to Chiron shining a light on these wounds, on these traumas, is a great, it's great energies to be working with right now. And being that it's in Leo, we can present it in a manner, because Leo likes to be seen, right? But Leo wants to be seen in a good way, okay? And I'm thinking that we can use these energies to package them up in a good way and express them in a nice way that is going to be received by others. So I think we should journal, we should understand and then journal, and then find ways to express ourselves. Now, some of us are going to be a little bit more adept in expressing ourselves than others, and which is okay, but if we can start little by little, and maybe do one thing, take the first step. And the first step is acknowledgement. The second step is is understanding, and then you start to make a game plan, and because then you'll be able to recognize when you're being triggered, and you'll know that it's coming, and then you can deal with it as it comes, right? As opposed to it to being bombarded with something. And the journal is going to help because you'll write down how you felt and whether or not you were able to fully express yourself, and you can come back to those thoughts, you can come back to those feelings and remember how they made you, how you felt at that time. Okay, so we're going to use Tarot and Rajas, we're going to use Peculiar Pathways, and then we're also going to use the Dreamgate Oracle. And my readings are going to be the exact same way, except the three main cards at the top, those are going to be the signs, the constellations, the energies, right? So we're going to start off with Virgo. Virgo is going to be the next constellation that the moon goes through. And then we'll go to Capricorn. And then we'll do Taurus's reading. Okay. All right. My moon is in Virgo. I actually have quite a few things in Virgo. And my sun is in Libra. My natal sun is in Libra. My natal moon is in Virgo. Constellationally, my natal sun is in Scorpio, and my natal moon is in Libra. Tropically. My tropical sun is Scorpio, tropical moon is Libra. All right, Virgo, what do we have for you? Ace of Coins, Virgo. Capricorn, King of Wands. Taurus, Four of Swords. Very good energies, and I like that they're all upright, so they're being expressed fully. Okay, so we've got earth, fire, air, fire, and then we've got air. Okay, good. And okay, I'm going to save that point once I get these cards out onto the table, okay? I just love the way Peculiar Pathways shuffles. It's an amazing shuffle. I hope you guys can hear it. I changed my mic settings a little bit, so I'm really hoping that you guys can hear the shuffle, because I don't know about you, but shuffling is a soothing activity for me. All right, Virgo, let's see. So we've got Strength. We've got the Lion here. Then we've got the Queen of Coins in reverse. For you, Capricorn, we've got Judgment in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. And for you, Taurus, we've got the Hermit in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now, just because the cards are in reverse, it doesn't mean it's a negative thing, or it doesn't mean that it's the opposite for me. I look at how the other cards are interacting with this card, and then I decide the best way to read it. And then also the intuition that I'm getting as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it's bad to get a reversal. And on top of that, I don't. It's not bad. I don't think any of these cards are bad. Even the Tower. No one likes to get the Tower, but it's not a bad thing. It might be challenging, but it's not bad, because we humans are resilient. We're emotional, we are resilient, and we are expressive beings. Okay, let's see. For you, Virgo, we've got Reflections of Time. Capricorn, you have Choose Your Adventure. And then for Taurus, we have Pyramid. Very interesting. Okay. All right, Virgo, Ace of Coins, Strength, Queen of Coins in reverse, Reflections of Time. Okay, so Ace of Coins, that's earth energy. Now, this is an opportunity I feel that's being presented to you. There's an opportunity that that I feel that if you can work with this energy, this feminine energy, get this feminine energy kind of lassoed and start working with this feminine energy, possibly expressing yourself, there's going to be an opportunity expressed or presented to you. And we do have strength card, which is, often, the lion, right? And it's a woman and a lion, but this card is known as fortitude in the old school tarot, and that's a strength that comes from within, right? Not forcing something, but being there as a guide, being there as a cultivator, to sort of push things through. Now we do have the Queen of Coins over here. Oh, this brings me to the point that I want to make. This entire reading is circular. So strength touches the lovers. Ace of Coins touches the Four of Swords. Reflections of Time touches Pyramid. Because all of you are earth signs, you're all intertwined with one another because of the innate characteristics of earth. And so all of these energies technically do flow with one another. And so sometimes you'll see me pulling some energies from other columns, if you will, from the other signs, and incorporating that into your reading. So as I said, back to you, Virgo. Queen of Coins being in reverse. Now, this card is like the Empress in a way, because this is a very maternal energy. She's very caring, cares about her environment, and what I'm seeing here for you is, with this opportunity that's going to be presented to you, there's not going to be a lot of physical tweaking that you're going to be able to do. I think a lot of the tweaking that you're going to need to do is going to have to come from within. You're going to have to strengthen something. There's an energy that's being called here for you to strengthen in relation to what's going on in the astrology. I feel like it's you strengthening your divine feminine, the place where you how can I put this? It's almost like there is a part of yourself that's not being fully expressed. And I think the energies in the sky are allowing you to identify that and then fully express it. But that strength to express it is has to come from within. Not only does it have to come from within, but you have to understand it first. And what I said about journaling and writing things down and kind of going through that process and what it is that you need to do to figure out what it is your game plan is, I think is really going to help. We do have your oracle card being Reflections of Times, and the key word is surrender, cycles of change, unearthing, and lessons. And to me, what that means is using that journal to understand the cycles that you've gone through in the past and what lessons have you learned, and apply those lessons, right? And use that inner strength, that inner fortitude that you have to express yourself, and use this astrological energy to not only conquer the fear, but to move forward and put it in a nice, neat package, right? Put it in a presentable way that you can talk to someone about what it is that you've been holding back. Okay. So, and that's what this opportunity here is being presented. If you can harness this energy and you can express something that you've been keeping in for a little bit, and you can build up that internal strength to express it in that Leo the lion way, right? it's going to it's going to bring you to this amazing opportunity that might not have presented itself would you not have expressed that, or would you not have addressed that certain situation. So we do have the Lovers card over here in reverse, and I've been looking over here at that. And the Lovers card is number 6, strength is number 8. And I feel there's a connection that's kind of in the background. There's a connection. I do. I really feel like maybe this opportunity that's going to be presented to you has something to do with some kind of relationship. Okay, not necessarily a love relationship, but perhaps a relationship that has to do just any kind of connection, right? Any kind of soul connection, any kind of heartfelt love that you might feel for someone, a friend, and and I feel if you don't open up this energy, if you don't open up this this expression that needs to come out, I feel that you're going to miss some sort of some sort of connection. Okay, and I think that's your opportunity here, is that connection. Okay, so that is for you, Virgo. Now we're going to move on to the King of Wands, and that is Capricorn energy. I'm going to take a short break really quick. I've got to take my daughter to work. I'll be right back, and we'll continue with you, Capricorn. Okay, I'm back. I had to take my daughter to... Oh, wait, my lights aren't on. Okay, I think I'm ready now. I had to get some tea as well. So this next reading is for Taurus. So Taurus, you have the King of Wands, Judgment in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, and Choose Your Adventure as your oracle card. So Choose Your Adventure is lucid dreams, conscious discoveries, and manifestations, which I think is absolutely fabulous with our King of Wands here. So King of Wands is air of fire. And so he thinks of a plan with his mental, right? His mental energy, but then he uses his fire energy to put that plan in action. And because he is the king, he's mastered that. He's mastered getting that game plan down and working the plan and getting that plan, and not only getting that plan going and executing it, but also knowing the plan that needs to be executed for this particular situation. So we do have Judgment and Seven of Cups in reverse. With these two cards in reverse, the feeling I'm getting from here is the plan that you have going for yourself is not quite in line with your goals. Seven of Cups energy is usually attributed to lots of different choices, maybe even in a dream-like fantasy type feel. But what's interesting is you have Choose Your Adventure, but you've got lucid dreams in there, conscious discovery, and manifestation. So what I'm feeling here is that whatever it is that you can put together in your mind, you have that innate power to most definitely bring it to fruition. You can manifest that in this plane. So while an idea might come to you, maybe when you're sleeping, right? Maybe when you're in the zone, you get this idea. So you get this idea, and it seems like there might be a little bit of hesitation on your part. Like maybe you don't really think that you can do what it is that you want to do, or you don't really believe in yourself. So what I think the astrology is how the astrology is working for you in this type of situation, Capricorn. Oh no, did I say Taurus? I think I said Taurus. I meant Capricorn. So Taurus is this guy over here. So what is going on? Okay, I just lost my train of thought. And that's because I realized that I said Taurus instead of Capricorn. But so what is going on with you is that you don't have that. I guess that inner power, that inner strength to really push yourself to do something that you're desiring to do, to push yourself to do something that might be outside of your comfort zone. So, what the astrology is asking you to do here is to step outside of this comfort zone, and and perhaps you need to do what it is that you're kind of timid and not really sure that you should do. Perhaps it's time for you to disregard all of these ideas that you have about yourself, or all of these experiences that you've gone through that have made you feel like you're unworthy or incapable. So like I said, I think you need to everybody needs to work with this black moon Lilith, this asteroid Lilith, and this Uranus energy to push through those things that we have been programmed to think, to believe, push through those things that are outside of our comfort zone, right? And we need to face them. We need to face them because King of Wands, this is an amazing energy to have, especially if you have a goal in mind, if you have somewhere that you want to go, somebody that you want to be. And it's our traumas, it's our experiences that can hold us back sometimes, because we might have this inner dialogue that tells us that we can't achieve these things. It tells us we're not good enough. So what I'm seeing here for you, Capricorn, is to break free of that bondage that you're in. And by doing that, like I said, it's going to start with the journaling. It's going to start sitting with yourself in the dark moon. And now that the sun is shining a light on Chiron, it can really show, and it can really bring to light what is holding us back. That little voice in our head that is like the devil on the shoulder. You can't do that. You're not smart enough. You've never done this before, you know. And if you can tackle those things, if you can tackle that negativity or that naysaying that's going on in your head, you can be that person that you want to be. You can choose your adventure. You can bring your dreams into this reality, and you can manifest it. I fully believe that about you, Capricorn. All these earth signs, all of you guys are great manifestors. Virgo is great at creating, bringing things together. Capricorn is great at organizing and being okay, organizing is not the best word because that's more attributed to Virgo, but Capricorn is more that person who is tenacious, who's determined, okay, who can stand on that tiny ledge on a mountain so that they can get to the other side, right? It's that person who has that energy, that has that precision, that can see something, they can see that little nook on the side of the mountain so that they can climb, whereas everyone else just sees a flat wall, you know? So you can do this, Cap. You can totally do this. And like I said, this energy with this new moon is to work within those dark spots, work within that trauma space, that those things that we told ourselves, or things that other people tell us, and therefore has become our inner dialogue. All right, good luck, Capricorn. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this reading resonated with you. Oh, Lord, my fire's not on. 1 second. All right, thank you for your patience. I totally appreciate y'all's understanding. I do these readings because I want to help, not necessarily because it's convenient. And sometimes my readings get broken up and it takes me all day to get these readings done, but you know, that's okay. So, okay. life of a mother, right? And all right, so now we are to Taurus. Taurus, you have the Four of Swords, air energy. This is typically the rest card. But we do have the Hermit in reverse, and we have the Lovers in reverse. We've got two major arcana here. And your oracle card is Pyramid. It's amplification, harmonic resonance, and cosmic union. So the feeling that I'm getting here for you, Taurus, not only you've got some reversals here. We've got the Seven of Cups, the Hermit, the Lovers, but then we've got Strength over here. Like I said, this is all one energy, right? All you guys are earth signs, and this is like a circular thing. This is all together. And so what I'm feeling here, I feel like this underlying energy of all of this is the Strength card. It is in the Golden Dawn. This is Leo, right? And we're in the new moon. The new moon, the sun and the moon are in Leo. So the underlying energy here is to get that inner strength, to get that inner what's the word? That self-confidence that's needed so that we can be sure, so that we can know that we are on the right path, that this is the way that we're going. And I do see that there is a bit of a call for rest for you, Taurus. We have the Hermit in reverse. And whether or not you're using this Hermit energy to discover things about yourself, or if you're just secluding yourself because perhaps there might be some kind of union, or there might be some kind of relationship that's not going the way that you want it to go. I think it's excuse me, hold on. I think it's advisable to give yourself a bit of a rest. Hermit energy, of course, is that seclusion, going inside, knowing the self, but also getting away from outside influences. And the Lover's energy, that is an influence. You have someone else's energy is influencing you. It's wanting to meld, to mesh, to become one with yours, right? And your oracle card is amplification, harmonic resonance, and cosmic union. So what I'm feeling here is that this union, this relationship that you have, that's possibly giving you a little bit of angst, a little bit of unease. It might be time to kind of back off a bit. Okay. This relationship, I can't really tell if from this particular reading, we'd have to do a personal reading so I can dial in on your energies, but what I can say is that this relationship is meant to teach you something. It's meant to give you some kind of strength, some kind of internal fortitude that you didn't have before. It's forcing you to get there. And if we can use, like I said, this black moon, asteroid, Lilith energy, along with this Uranus opposition, it can bring something to the forefront, something about some femininity, some feminine aspects of ourselves. And the whole theme of this new moon is to bring forth that feminine aspect, that aspect that has been held in for so long, not expressed for so long. It's time for us to allow that aspect to be seen and that aspect to be heard. It wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. And and with the sun shining on Chiron, this is the best time. This is perfect timing for us to look at our wounds. Where have we been wounded in this femininity, this feminine aspect before, and how can we fix it? How can we move forward? And that's what Uranus is asking us to do, is how can we break all this up, change this energy and begin anew, right? So so that's what I'm feeling here for you. This is an energy of, perhaps there's been a lot of emotion gone into it, a lot of time, a lot of investment just overall into this relationship. But like I said, with this Four of Swords here, it's time to take a step back and perhaps work on yourself, work on some of your wounds, and then work on getting this inner strength built up, this inner confidence built up. Because once you have that built up, people are going to be drawn to you and others will be repelled by you. And the people that are repelled by you, they don't need to be in your space, right? Because the energy signature doesn't match. And so whether it might seem like a good thing, it might seem like a bad thing, but it's still, it is what it is. That's all I have to say, you know. And you know, you might, going through all these changes, you're going to lose some friends because people you know, they like people who are just like them, who are wounded like them, who are sad like them, and then people who are less wounded, we can say that. People who are less wounded, they don't want to be around the people who are like ho hum and drum, and life is you know, life's a bitch and then you die. You know, those types of people. You don't, that brings you down, that brings your energy down, and you can only take it for so long. You know, I used to, I attract people like that for some reason, but it's because of my positivity. It's because I have this light about me, and people feel comfortable around me, and they feel comfortable just telling me things and opening their hearts and pouring their, complete strangers too. And it's just, I have to be careful with my energy. I can't keep giving and giving and giving, because those people, they want to take and take and take, because they're so like empty, right? And they don't feel that they can't fill it up themselves. They need you to fill it up. Well, the thing about that is it's only a temporary fill up. So they keep coming back for more and more and more until you can fill yours up on your own. It's not a viable solution. You've got to have the strength, the inner fortitude, that inner self-confidence, and that's what fills you up. And that's what keeps you filled. It's you, right? You are the only person that you can really depend on. Okay. I know that seems kind of doom and gloom, but you're always going to be there for yourself. I mean, you have to. I mean, there's no other way around it. Okay. So all of that to say, figure out what it is that you need to work on. Figure out what it is that you need to do, that you need to realize about yourself to bring that inner confidence. And I think this energy right here, this relationship right here, you got to take a little bit of a break and work on yourself. Okay. And that's what I feel. Because I do feel this, even with your card here, pyramid, your cosmic union. This union, this relationship is here to teach you something. And I think it's this inner strength here. It's here to show you that you have the inner strength to push forward. Okay, guys, I'm going to link a video. Let me do my monologue screen. I'm going to link a video on how you can use your birth chart and compare it against to any chart. Like you can use the new moon chart, today's chart, and you can see what your aspects are, right? Because just because today, right now, we have these certain aspects, that affects the collective. But there's another layer, yourself, your birth chart, when you were born, where the stars were and the planets, right? That can create an aspect to other things too. And so while somebody might experience this new moon as very transformative and it kind of gets them going, others can feel a stress or a pressure, or they can feel really irritable or off center, and it can be because of one of their natal aspects. One of their natal placements has a more difficult aspect to work with for the current day's for the current day's chart, for the current day's placements. Okay, so I'm going to link that video. You can do it yourself. I do offer free birth chart readings and free tarot readings as well, and you can do that. Actually, let's do. Let me scratch that. It's not. It's free, but it's more donation based, right? What you are willing and able to provide for my service, I will accept. So if that's $5, that's amazing. If it's $20, thank you even more. But I realize not everybody has the financial means to pay for something like this. And sometimes we need guidance, right? And if I can show you how to do it for yourself, that's even better, okay? Because you don't have to rely on me, and you can use your own intuition to find your path. And that's what my channel's about, right? It's all about illumination through self-discovery, through understanding, okay? And the more that you understand yourself, understand your birth chart, understand these energies around you, the easier it is for you to tackle the issues that come up. It's easier for you to recognize when there's an issue coming up. Or if you feel really on edge about something, take a look at today's chart, compare it to your birth chart, and see if there might be some sort of aspect that's affecting you. And what you can also do is create a journal and write that down. That way, the next time there's an aspect like that, like this, you can see if it's that particular aspect. You know, maybe it's because whenever Mercury is crossing over your natal moon, right? It could be, I mean, it could be so many different things. So, all right, so that's what I have for you, Earth signs. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share with somebody who you think can benefit, and leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated, because it's super hard to just be talking at the computer, right? So super hard just to and not get any feedback. So it would be great to hear from you. And again, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being part of this community. And I will see you in 28 days. Take care.